Hey everyone, Elena here. I'm designing Rachel's piece, Disconnect, for the 2015 Fall Dance Concert. It is a contemporary piece in which the six women are mannequins, and Marcus, being a troublemaker, sneaks into the factory where they have been stored for quite some time, and they come to life and dance with him. When Rachel told me about her concept, it was an odd coincidence because with the closing of the downtown Macy's, I had my own strange photographic research on mannequins. A lot of my inspiration was taken from these photos. It was just bizarre, especially with how unnecessarily detailed most were. It was creepy but not scary, which is how Rachel wanted the costumes to feel. They were just strewn about and abandoned, and that's how I imagined most of these beings' fate. The first quandary I had to tackle was the issue of how to make the women look relatively uniform. I went through a lot of less desirable ideas, such as putting stockings over their heads or just putting them in sacks, but Rachel was insistent upon keeping their lines, and that is when I came up with this design. They have since gone through some changes. For example, the head will not connect with the bodies to show a disconnect. Haha, clever. And the heads will not contour the face, rather, they will sit more like a small tilted hat near the top of the head. I'm still working out the logistics of the bodies, but more on that in a minute. My chief inspiration for the sculpture was this picture. Thank you, Sue and Google. So I had to find out how to make pieces that looked similar to this, but at the same time make sure the dancers were safe to fall on pieces. I had heard that sculpting with saran wrap was a sturdy and cheap way to build sculptures, so that is what I ended up using. So my process started with this guy, which was a plaster face that Sue had. And what I would do, I would take the saran wrap out, put it over the face, like so, and sculpt the saran wrap to all of the details of the face, making sure that nothing was, no detail was being neglected. And I would just keep wrapping it and wrapping it and wrapping it and wrapping it until it was as thick as this guy. And they come out whole, like this. And I end up painting them white, like so. And after they are painted white, I put foundation on them. These are the two colors I used. Beautiful. After that foundation set, I would contour them, paint them, just basically put them in makeup. Just like any other kind of person. And this is kind of what they turned out like. The bodies were a little bit of a different animal. I had to wrap a dress form in the shop with saran wrap. And basically the same principle, just keep wrapping and wrapping and wrapping until it's thick enough. And that way it'll keep the shape. It looks like a body. And these are going to be painted, and rather than the makeup, just because it's a lot of makeup to have to cover this with. They will eventually be cut like the faces. There's also the challenge of making them not super raunchy, because a lot of my research was a little super raunchy, so no boobs on the mannequins, which is fine. But they are going to have as detailed as bone structure as I can get them. And like I said, this will all be done with paint. Here is the rack. We are going to use, for the dancers, the black leotards from mermaids. That way their humanness can blend into the mannequins. And this is Marcus's t-shirt, which will be dyed with Kool-Aid. And I actually thrifted this, got it for $1. Yeah, budget. The colors I decided to focus on were blue and green. So to bring out the colors, I thought I would put them in the mannequin's eyes. And when we tie-dye Marcus' shirt, hello, Dyevat, I will be seeing you soon, we will put the green and the blue in his shirt. That's more of a connection than a disconnect. But I liked the fate of Marcus meeting these mannequins, and that his clothing matched what the mannequins' eyes looked like. I've been having a really fun time bringing this piece together. It's been such reward to work with such an awesome concept, and I cannot wait for you guys to see it performed and to watch it move with all of the dancers. So come see Fall Dance Concert and Midsummer. And have a lovely day.